For the audio listeners, Tania has cut her hair. She said 5 inches. I'm a bad bald bitch this summer. I feel like we need to come closer. Do you think that? We can. Oh shit, we're not recording. It's not.
All right, guys.
Wow.
We just had a whole bunch of content and not record on the audio. So y'all on the video listeners can listen, I guess. But for the update, Tania has short hair. She's the bad bald of this summer of 2023.
Once again, bald again. It feels great to just wake up, throw some water in your hair, and hit the dough.
Yeah, she was having an existential crisis.
You want to know why, though? It was really because of this trip. And I was like, I know I'm not going to have time to get braids. I'm not going to have time to do this, or I'm not going to braid my hair. Like, it was just like.
Were you worried about pictures or something?
I don't know what I was worried about. Like, this happens all the time. Like, when I went to the Bahamas, that's why I combed out my locks, because I was like, I don't know what to do. And like, I was like, why am I so attached to my hair? So I was just like, cut it.
You mentioned to me before that you wanted to cut your hair again.
Yeah, I do. I want to cut it shorter. One, it's a little uneven. Two, I just think I want to go like short curly and just dye it or some shit.
Yeah, that I'm waiting to get my hair to get long, and then I'm gonna do the
I think
same.
that's what it was too. Like, that was the longest like my hair has been recently, and I dyed it too much, and it was like green, and I don't like that. So I was like,
oh, you just wanted to get rid of like everything, just start over brand new.
Yeah, and I was like,
yeah.
I don't want to be too stressed about my hair when it's time to do something. I shouldn't be that attached. So I don't got no damn hair.
You know, we want to pack that a different episode because I think that's a conversation in itself.
Oh, most definitely.
If you guys want to, talk more about attachment to hair, or even to like certain things about your physical sense.
We actually touched on. Sorry to cut you off, but we actually touched on that before.
We did, but not as in depth.
Yeah, true.
Not as in depth. We kind of just did the surface level. But guys, let's go ahead and get into the episode. Today we're going to be talking about religion. So
dun 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 dun.
First of all, let's introduce ourselves because we did not do that.
Oh yeah, hey y'all. Oh, I'm sorry.
On wages, prices, and profit. Now I know there are some people who say that this isn't any business of the President of the United States.
My name is Desiree, and this is my co-host,
Tania.
And welcome back to Two Moms, One Mic. We are talking about religion today, and we're just going to, just hop right into the topic. But before we hop into the topic, actually, even though I just said let's hop into it, let's do just, like, a catch-up, I don't know.
Recap?
Recap. So, so last Friday, I turned 21, so
whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. I'm 21.
I was about to say.
Sorry, gotta get used to that one. I don't feel 21 yet. It's been like a week.
I still feel 17, if that makes you feel any better.
I mean, that's pretty valid. I feel 17 with a more maturity mindset. Yeah. But yeah, I had a good birthday, and then Tania went on vacation. Oh, guys, just an update, because we did mention our last episode that we were going to vacation, and I didn't go just for certain circumstances, but Tania still went, and
I got the meanest suntan. I was drunk every day. I was partying with British people. I taught them all the black dances.
There was British people there?
Aaliyah's boyfriend is British.
Really?
Yeah, and
she
his friend
in
came.
London?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's so cool.
It was cool, but yeah, we'll talk about that off here.
Y'all can't be in.
That's too much tea.
I'm not gonna lie, I really missed you, sis.
I told you I missed you yesterday. And
oh shit.
Hey, you didn't tell me you missed me back. I felt some type of way about that.
Because I realized, because you sent me another message, it was like, do you want to film tomorrow? And that's what was in my head. And I was like, I gotta see if I have arrangements.
I forgot. I'm thinking like it's Tuesday or something, or like I'm just thrown off.
I'm thinking we're just gonna film on Friday. That's what I was thinking.
But, I mean, I didn't know because we post on Friday usually.
I know. I figured that's what you meant, because
so
I'm like, oh, it's Thursday.
That's what I was like. I thought it was like Tuesday. So I was like, yeah, let's meet up tomorrow or something. And I was like, hold on, is this Thursday? Oh yeah, let's get this out the way.
But hey, you know, we're back. The energy is high. We got good vibes. We outside again.
Purr.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and get into it.
So y'all, I sound so ghetto wretched. So y'all.
No, you don't. Shut the.
It sound like in my ear, y'all.
It's this to the country.
Right. But guys, if y'all watched our last episode, we talked about a plethora of things. But one thing, like if you watched to the end, I was like, we should touch on religion and how toxic some religions can be, mainly Christianity. I think that's going to be our focus because we can speak from experience.
Yes.
We don't want to really, because I do feel like from the outside looking in, I feel like other religions are a little more organized, or like they actually like follow the commandments. I don't really know the name for it for them, but commandments, if you will.
No, I get what you mean, and I do agree with that. I think I think not you getting distracted. Okay, but not like, you make a good point. I feel like Christianity is a little all over the place, and me and Tania were talking about this off camera, but we both feel like it's kind of culty.
Oh yeah.
Especially with like certain different Christian practices. So, you know, there's baptism, Catholic.
There's so many denominations of Christianity. It's ridiculous.
7-Day Adventists. What's the other one? What's the other one where they go door to door?
Jehovah's Witness.
Yes.
But see, my thing was, this lady's distracting me and I don't like it. My damn it. What I said?
Go ahead.
What you said?
I was talking about how like there's Jehovah's Witnesses, there's different.
Oh yeah, I'm
there's
sorry.
There's like subgroups in Christianity.
It's called denominations, but that's still
Denominations. That's what it's called.
Yeah. Why you look so concerned?
Cause what the
denominations? Yeah,
like,
it's called a denomination.
because that sounds like a cult, man.
Exactly. It's like, I feel like even like the different denominations don't even agree with each other. Like we all practice it differently, but I feel like Baptists are like the most loosely following of the Christian.
That's what I like would rather associate with. Because I had both sides. So my grandmother on my father's side was Catholic, and my grandmother on my mom's side was Baptist. And oh my God, I can see a big difference with that, actually. I'm just now realizing that.
Let's touch on it. Let's hear about it.
Well, I don't really know what my grandmother on my dad's side was like, because she died when I was like 13, 14. And before that, she had Alzheimer's. But just from the way that she was, I guess, raising her family to be like, she seemed like a very strict, headstrong person. And she just knew a lot of things. She was very knowledgeable. And she just cared a lot about things. But I feel like she was more strict in a sense with how certain things should go. I remember being 11, and, you know, I'm 11, like, mind you. So I'm putting a curl, one of those, Lord, what is it called?
Roller?
Yeah, putting a roller, this little roller in front of my hair because I think I have bangs. Child, what bangs I had. Anyway, I'm doing this. She walked by and was like,
Hey,
why are you doing that strippiness? And I'm like, Gran, I'm playing with my hair. I'm like dumbfounded. So I'm like, is this, in my head I'm thinking,
is this a sin?
Is this Alzheimer's? Like, this is what I'm thinking. I'm like, what is this truly? But I just remember I went to church with my grandmother one time, and I absolutely did not want to go. I remember that. I absolutely did not want to go.
Catholic church is so like uniform and like
it's different.
And like routine based. It's like you gotta stand up and shit, sit back down. And
I think I was about 8 or something. I never went again, by the way. I don't know what the fuck I did, guys, but I never went to church with her again. So I was like 8 or something. I went where I just remember standing in a big church.
They're huge.
It's huge. So I'm just standing there, and I'm like obviously not interested because I'm 8 and I don't care about religion.
Right.
And so I'm just standing there. I just look, after that one glimpse my grandmother gave me, I was like, Like, let's dance.
I don't think they listen to music like that there.
Either way, I don't know what the was like. Ooh, you looked at me like you gonna beat my with your eyes. Like,
Nah, for real. Ooh, can I touch on my grandma's church story?
of course.
So it's a little different. My grandma was actually like a pastor or a priest, whatever. I don't really know.
Oh, we gonna get into that
term.
one.
But this woman had her own church in the middle of Timbuktu, Alabama. It was me, my brother, my two sisters, and this random lady. Like, I don't know, God must have brought her in or something. It was this one lady with her two kids, and we was the only ones in there. And this woman, she's mad because we dozing off, and like she's come out with a yardstick, pop us in the middle of the church. Can't be more than 10. I don't even think I'm 10, so probably like 7-ish or something. I have no interest in what she's talking about, especially because this is the most evil lady ever. I'm sorry if any of my family's watching this. My experience is my experience. This woman made us, and she's a person of the Lord. She's holy. This woman, we went to her house the first day we were there. She had a sink full of dishwater, but here's the catch: it had roaches floating at the top of it.
What?
This woman was just so like evil. Like, that's the only real word I can describe her as, evil. She said she see us having any kind of fun, she's beating us. There was this one time, this girl, one of her church friends granddaughters came over, and she was like, oh, it'd be cool for her to come hang out with my grandkids. This girl was the literal definition of a she rounded all us up and beat us. She didn't ask us no questions. She just took the girl's side and everything. It's just like, you're weird. But I feel like she only did that because she felt embarrassed by her friends.
Oh my God, we need to talk about that too. Guilt around like you're
being
like
a normal human.
No, like adults favoring other adults when there's an act against children being done wrong, and they're just like, I need to suck it up. And
or kids don't.
Yeah, like kids don't know anything, and like I'm embarrassed by how my kid was acting, so I need to take it out on them.
Right. Adults, like, they want to please other adults too. They do feel that validation. Like, it's okay to not agree with everything someone does, and it's okay to call people out on their shit. But people like that are just not right within themselves.
No, they're not. Because I don't know what goes through your head. Like, oh, my kid is being bullied by a literal adult, and then I'm gonna take the adult's side. I don't care if you're a child. If you're telling me, expressing me, I feel not safe. I don't feel protective. I feel like I'm being, just
mistreated.
Yes, mistreated. I feel like she's doing bad things or he's doing bad things to me. I don't feel safe. Anything like that. And your first thing is to say you're lying,
or oh, you probably was acting up,
or you want attention, anything like that. Like,
or that lady ain't did nothing to you. Go to your, like, when you dismiss a kid, like, I feel like that severely, like, just fucks with their trust issues.
It does.
And you're their parent. Like, you're supposed to be the one where they are comfortable to come to you about anything and talk to you about anything.
And then it fucks them up worse, because then when they get to the point of lying, now you gotta break down, okay, why are you lying? The reason why they lie is because they don't feel safe in the first place.
Reason to lie. Or you could talk to me. No, because when I did talk to you, I was a liar. I was just bad. I was this. I was that. It's like, you never validated my feelings. So now I don't even feel comfortable talking to you about that.
It's a label we put on these children that really affect them. Like, I was talking to this person about like what I witnessed and where I work. And the way that these children are just so angry and frustrated with themselves and how they express themselves, it really comes from, I feel like, frustration and impulse. Like, kids are impulsive. They say the things they want to say when it's not appropriate, obviously. And I really think it comes from them not being respected as a child themselves, and they don't feel safe in the environment, so they're lashing out and disrupting this behavior. And then when they're labeled, oh, you don't do this, you don't do that, you're this type of child, well, now they're gonna fulfill that role.
Right. Kids are sponges, so if they hear, oh, you ain't just like your daddy, he gonna grow up and be ain't like his daddy, not because that's what he wanted, but that's just what somebody programmed his subconscious to become.
Kids these ages are so impressionable, and the way I think, I think when I'm seeing a kid act out in frustration and anger and just nastiness, I don't think they're getting the attention they need at home. One, or two, they're not properly being like addressed. One, or they're not properly being like communicated with. There's different ways of communication with children, like,
or sometimes, because like for me, well, I can speak for my siblings, because I was a little like more just scared into submissions, not really because I wanted to follow the rules. I actually had a very strong urge to break the rule. It was more like a fear thing. But for my siblings, like just witnessing domestic violence and stuff like that in the house. I thought you laughed.
Oh my God, never.
But just witnessing that in a household, and of course, like our mom was still close to us, and she would try to talk to us and communicate with us, but it's hard to receive that from, no offense, Mom, if you're listening, but it's hard to receive that from someone who you can't see, visually respecting themselves and implementing all the things that they're trying to tell you to do.
You're more action based.
Or it's just like, nobody's going to take advice from a hypocrite. Like, no matter, like, if you see them do it or if you don't. And that's what me and Hugh was actually talking about the other day. He was saying that he wanted June to not necessarily be a part of a religion, but have some type of faith and, like, some type of understanding of the world around him so that he can be more grounded. Because we were talking about, like, how nobody, not saying that church is a good thing or a bad thing, but no one goes to church anymore. There's no real, like, religion for real. Like, at least in our community or, like, the people that we are close to, we don't really see it as much.
I think it's about finding those people, to be honest, because from my perspective, I have a lot of people in my family that go to church and still practice the faith.
Well, like children, let me say that.
Oh,
children.
I do agree with that. There's a lot of children, but even with children, it's so tricky with religion because, like, speaking from my experience being a child in that religion, I was so fearful about it, especially when it came up to questioning if I like girls or not. I'm thinking, am I going to hell?
That's another thing that I just don't agree with at all. Like, that's where I feel like the fear mongering is coming from. You're basically putting these people, like whipping them in submission, using this tool of hell and heaven, things that we've never seen. And it's just like, okay, I'm gonna do good so I can get to there, or I'm not gonna do nothing bad so I don't go there. But it's like, why not just embody what, you know what I'm saying, the
you
good
are?
And just be who you are, make your mistakes, you know what I'm saying, do your right, do your wrong, but just grow from it. It's not, I can't do any bad at all, because the more you try to stray away from it, the more it's going to attract you, or things that's just going to be more tempting to you.
And you know what's crazy? I don't think I ever really lost faith in believing in a God, I guess. Like, my sense of faith has kind of evolved from since I was 14. But at 14, me being liking girls and stuff like that, I still believed in God. And a lot of people took that as, how can you love God if you're sinning and going against his word?
But nothing in the Bible says nothing about.
That's what I was getting to. Like, to me, like, logically, let's just think for a second. Why would me loving someone make God want them to send me to hell, where there's rapists, there's murderers, there's people that's done for just love? That never has made sense to me. I'm like, why do you care? Also, Jesus was hanging over here with prostitutes and shit.
Right.
Like, he was laying with the low guys.
But like, for real, like, if we really get into the nitty gritty, you say God loves everybody. Why God don't love me just because I love someone different?
So you telling me that I can't love someone that's white or black because you pushing this sense of okay, first of all, let me take it way back. Let's talk about how Christianity really influenced with the implement of slavery and
let's talk about
segregation, because that's what I want to come down to. Because black folks, listen up right here.
From the shackles of Christianity.
Nah, listen here. We following a white man's written book about what the we should be doing.
And what they did was they made a slave version of the Bible, took all the that we needed, put all the obey your master, a slave is this and worthy and not worthy. They basically belong to their master and they should obey their master. Not, go be righteous and go do what the fuck do is none of that.
And then we're still doing the same things that our quote unquote masters were doing to us, beating our kids. We're doing those things, like the way we speak to our kids. We view ourselves as the quote unquote master.
Dude, that's a huge problem.
That's a huge problem.
I don't even want to just single out black people though, because I feel like
it's everyone. But I was talking about black people specifically because it comes directly from that kind of ideology. Because if we want to be freed from this type of this type of hold that people try to box us in, but we're still doing the things that they've done to us, what do y'all think we're doing? Right. We're only furthering what they want.
At this point, it's not even repeating the cycle. It's no cycle at this point. It's just living. What? I seen something black right there, and then I seen you look down, so I thought he came over here. But it's just us fulfilling their prophecy in a way. Keeping this, I don't like keeping the cycle going, because it is what it is, but we're fulfilling the prophecy. These people didn't want us to immigrate after slavery. They didn't want us to expand, immigrate into the American society, all types of stuff, to send us to Liberia. Liberia is an American-made country in Africa. They bought that land. It was originally bought to send slaves to
Africa,
back to Africa.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want them to integrate into their society. And I'm like, I don't know how to feel about that, because it's like you're kind of like pushing your past away. Now you don't want to be held accountable for your actions, so you're like, let's throw it away and let's just clean our slate. No,
I feel like America tries to do that all the time now. Like,
no,
even
literally.
Now, like, they don't
throw rocks and hide their hand.
America doesn't take any accountability, and we're literally a laughing stock compared to all these other countries. And
it's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. We are a country where you can practice any religion, right? You got all sorts of kind of people, but then they're implementing laws and making shit about God, like for the majority, and shit. For abortions, for what people should be learning in schools, for the for social media,
and for this to be the
ridiculous.
quote unquote land of the free, and we have all of this, freedom of speech, freedom of religion. It's like, how far can we go without being pulled back and getting a slap on the wrist? No, get back into submission. Because I feel like that's what it is. If you choose to be a Muslim, you walk around covered up, oh, that's a terrorist, that's this and that. You can't even practice your religion freely. It's like the ignorance.
There's so much ignorance for a country that's first of all new.
Accepting.
No, first of all new. America's a very new country. So for us to be a new country, one, but two, also the way that we know our history, still choose to be racist is crazy to me. Like,
I mean, like, you can't change everybody.
No, you can't change everybody. But for example, with the TikTok CEO, he's from Singapore, and this man over here talking about China, and can China access this, access that, and the CEO of TikTok is like, I feel like the government was being very xenophobic, and like you were saying that a previous episode, like, America's very xenophobic, and why do we have these people in office who can't even respect a person who came over here from Singapore trying to do business with America, to come to a solution where it can benefit our people, but they don't want that benefit because it's not us staying in line.
It was the people that was going around these different countries during the world wars and stuff, in these people villages, and just impregnated random women, and just using the world basically as a playground at some point. These people never had to have any accountability. So when they look at people that are not American, they see barbaric, they see untrained, they see trash. They don't see nothing but a reflection of themselves, because if anything, we are the ones who have I can't really speak for the whole world, but for me, like, I feel like there's other countries who are connected to the earth, community, all of that. I feel like we have strayed so far away from that, looking for dollar signs.
I just feel like we're very uncultured as American society.
Girl, talk about it.
Like, oh my God, I can't even talk about it.
Freedom is like a little too free, because there is no
closeness.
There's no closeness. There's nothing that brings us together, nothing we can bond over, nothing that we share as a collective. We're all just so different and strayed away from just life as a whole, in a way. Like, it's just TikTok this, Facebook that, Instagram this, school shooting this. Like, what? The British actually made a joke about that, and I was like, because I said something about these eating beans on toast. This turns around and says, "Oh, there might be another school shooting tomorrow.
And
maybe I shouldn't go." And I was like,
there's literally one this week.
I told him, I was like, that's not nothing to joke about, because like that's a real life situation. And I kind of had to break it down to him, like, to y'all, because y'all so far away and so disconnected, y'all don't see it as big of a problem as us. And that's sad, because what is funny, like, where's the joke talking about kids who are getting shot up in their place of learning where they're supposed to feel safe?
I think it's really the joke is the government not caring about us enough to where our kids are getting shot up.
But joke about the government.
Don't bring kids into it and people who are dying,
right,
and like literal deaths. But I do get what you're saying, but I think that's where the joke kind of stems from, which is
because they don't even have guns over there.
No, they don't, but they also don't got school shootings
because they ain't got no guns. I actually like offended, but I did feel away because just like hearing it in real life, because you see it on the internet.
It could have happened to us,
right? And I was like,
we did have a scare.
We're in Miami. This shot up right now, if we're being honest.
A week before y'all went, someone did get shot in Miami.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. It was actually my coworker's niece's classmate. They went to Valdosta State together, but she said, not to just validate his death, but she did say he was an asshole, and there was a whole argument back and forth, and he did something to the guy, and they came back and just shot him.
Okay, yeah, that's fucked. They catch him though, who murdered him, because that's fucked up.
I mean, yeah, murder is a murder, no matter like what happened to let the actions transpire. A murder is a murder, definitely not excusable.
This is why I'm talking about, like, people who are able to get you at your character like that.
That's the devil.
Y'all need to stop letting y'all have other people control you so much. You your own life.
But a lot of people are not grounded, and
no,
they are not. They don't have a sense of self. Like, a lot of us are brainwashed and like on one wavelength with people we've never seen or met before. You know, like,
that is very true.
We just look at social media as, not we as in myself, but
society,
my peers in society. Yeah, they look at social media as like more like a blueprint of what they should be to be accepted. And a lot of people, we talked about this last time, like, a lot of people are not original. And let's get back to our original topic. I feel like a lot of people were kind of brainwashed into Christianity or following certain religions because you never really had a choice. It was just something that your parents you just was in there. You was at church. You just came along to it. And I feel like it's dangerous, but like in some instances it's good because you want to have your child grounded, but it all depends on the experience. Because I feel like for me, it was very fear-based. Like, I got chills too. It was very fear-based. Like, my concern was, I don't want to go to hell. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I don't want to disappoint this. Got this, devil that, you know.
Probably turned into anxiety for me as I got older.
No, really,
because I think maybe because I didn't have like follow a certain religion. Like, as I got older, I was more concerned with pleasing my parents.
Yeah, like my parents became my God in a way.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's a one. We got another viewer.
Woo woo
woo woo. Shout out to you if you're watching this. Thank you,
Mr. Sir. Who drive? What kind of car that is?
I have no idea.
I can't even see this.
Is that an Acura? I can't tell.
Oh, that's a Mazda.
Oh, wow. I would have been all the way to
I got those confused. I ain't gonna lie, because they both got the little V shape.
That's what I get confused about.
But the Acura go like this, like a A.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Or that's a Mazda. Yeah. But anyway,
I think religion became more of a, not as a group or a whole anymore. It became more individualized, like with everything. And so I feel like people find these different communities and what they kind of like their beliefs. Like, I feel like you can have any belief. It's just, what you believe in. I think it's the only thing that's wrong is when you believe in something and then you try to force your opinions and others onto your point of view.
I agree.
And there's a difference between just communicating your thoughts and what you think and how you relate to religion, and then forcing it and enforcing it onto other people and trying to get them to abide by your views.
My question, like, with that, like, people like that, like, who is your God and what kind of God are you serving to where you feel as if though you know, like, why can't your, because I feel like even if you follow the same religion or are part of the same denomination, you don't look at God the same. No one Christian or Muslim or Buddhist or anything is going to look at God the exact same and have the same ideology about who he is and what he's done for them. So I feel like for me, like, I've definitely never been the one to like push, you know what I'm saying, my beliefs on people. I've always been very accepting, but I don't like, for instance, I don't really put a person to who my God is. I use the sun because that's something that I can see, that gives me life, gives me energy, and everything else around me. So essentially, that's God. If I said that to the wrong person, like, are you f***ing dumb? The sun is not even a person. Why does it?
You say
it's
that,
not
though,
even a person.
For me, it's like anything around me. Like, I could be looking at the tree, for all I know, I'm talking to God.
No, for real. And that's what it is. It's like, it's not a person, place, or thing. It's an energy.
It's an entity.
It's
like,
an entity, energy, all of that. It's something that you cannot
energy.
see or touch. It's something you feel. I say something that you're personally connected with. Because, like, just like for instance, what you just said, you could look at a tree and see God or hear God or talk to it.
I don't see God. I see the damn tree.
Yeah, but
it's like I'm talking to God still. You know. I'm talking out loud. Like, I'm talking to you, God. Like, you gonna hear me regardless whether I'm looking it up at heaven, looking down on my feet,
right, or just with my eyes closed.
Oh, with my eyes closed. That's the most of the time I pray. That's how I play with my eyes closed.
Like, personally, I do feel like I'm an extension of God in a way. Like, we're all personifications of God. We're his creations,
we're
or
his children.
Their creation. They them pronouns for God for now on.
Honestly, I think that's valid, because why is God a man?
You see the society,
and then why is God white? Like,
he's supposed to be our savior.
My God finna be a black woman.
Your God is you, baby. Like, for real. Like, I feel like that's where a lot of things get misconstrued too, because it's this constant argument. God was a black woman. You hear him say he had hair of wool and skin of brass and all this. Okay, so why are you having this debate if you you know what I'm saying, you know what your God is, and you can read what he look like? Why are you still arguing with these people? Why don't you have the mindset to just move on and do what the want to do, believe in who you want to be, you know?
And I kind of like how you said that, because I noticed from being younger, the way I was thinking on praying to God, I'm viewing him as the way I've seen Jesus. The way, like, the brown wavy hair, the white lanky man, that's the way
with no lips.
Jesus.
Literally. Why am I praising him with no lips and I got lips?
But I think I literally asked this question. I was like, why, like, where is God, first of all? And then I was like, why is God white? I'm pretty sure I asked that
why
before.
Would you put that? I don't feel like, well, of course they had to personify him and give us an image, but I don't feel like
it's not accurately. It's not geographically correct.
This nigga was in the Middle East.
That's what I'm saying. He was in Egypt, wasn't he?
No, like, it's right there. They right there, like Egypt.
Either way, it's hot as. You mean to tell me this man is pasty white?
Not at least no sunburn or nothing.
Like,
no
get
tan,
out of here.
No
tan, literally.
Dark curly hair, nothing.
Ooh, I think really the Bible really perpetuated the patriarchy on how men view women and how they feel like they need to be dominant, because they literally have a book by their faith telling them, you need to serve me because I'm your master.
But I do feel like that's why a lot of people decided to adopt the religion.
Yeah, that's exactly why. To keep that power imbalance and to keep it going, because they want to be in power. They want to feel big and strong, or whatever validation they get from feeling big and strong, they're gonna get it.
I don't know. I feel like for
me, just a disclaimer, this does not go for all people who believe in Christianity or any God or whatever.
If it don't apply, let it fly.
Literally, don't apply, let it fly. That was a good one. Continue, because I think that's all we need to say.
But I was gonna say, for me personally, like Hugh, he acknowledges himself as a Christian. I don't acknowledge myself to be a part of any organized religion, but I do have a God.
I just say I'm spiritual.
Yeah, spiritual.
Do you feel like he's spiritual?
Yeah, and Hugh is too. Like, he still has that open mind, but like, because of how he was raised and what he grew up knowing, he still has that attachment to Jesus Christ. We were saying, like, okay, so instead of just raising him one way, I could teach him with my optimistic approach to listen and feel and hear the things around you and, just feel the energy and shit. And I don't even think he's going to take necessarily a biblical route because that's not even how he is. But I feel like he's probably going to implement God, the word God, a lot more. And I don't feel like I'm going to do that, but I don't think it's a problem to have that duality. And I respect him for even letting us, teach him our different ways. But he's just got that attachment to Christianity that he cannot, I'm not him, I really don't care, but he just can't let it go.
No, he can't detach himself.
No.
And I've witnessed that before.
And that's the mind control part of it to me.
It's like my cousins, they're being raised by their parents, of my uncle and aunt, and they have opposing views. My uncle believes in God. My aunt doesn't. She believes it's kind of dumb, but she doesn't say that in front of the kids, obviously. Or she's just like, I don't believe in that. But she's more spiritual and kind of just takes face value, I guess. So, I do like how she's able to answer the kids' questions and things like that. But sometimes with certain things, she doesn't like God being implemented. So it's interesting to see that dynamic as well, because it's not, y'all, the answer is not always God. I just want to let y'all know.
It's always like, and I feel like a lot of people use that as an escape. People use God as like a savior. They are never going to change their actions. They're going to just keep praying and be like, oh, if it's meant for me, God will give it to me. And it's like, you got to get your ass up and put in the work like everybody else.
And that is damaging in itself if you're not doing the work. See, I say everything happens for a reason. And I did see on Twitter that can be. Hi guys. I don't know where the I was leaving off of. I just know I was talking.
I thought you was saying I didn't know where I was. He's like, man, you was right there.
If I said that, I'd be really concerned.
That's what I'm like.
He's like, do you need to go to the hospital?
Right, this is good.
Hey, is you on drugs?
But guys, obviously our camera died. I did actually forget where we left off, and we can't
remember, y'all. Okay, our attention span not that great, so we're just gonna get into a different topic about religion. But you know how your grandmother was a preacher, right? My grandfather was a preacher, and I find that so ironic because he did not do preacher things.
He didn't practice what he preached.
No. I don't want to give too much family tea, but just know that man was not holy.
Not facts. Facts. It's like the whole family. Like, if the whole family don't fuck with you, don't want nothing to do with you, or you just a burden, you the problem.
You the problem.
And the thing is, like, she demands like respect. Like, she wants to be looked at as the head of the family. You was living in Alabama your whole life, and you just moved here 3-4 years ago. Really wish that we had like that staple in our family. Like our big mama or our grandma or whatever. That's what them country call it, a big mama.
I had a mama, but she wasn't my grandmother. I just called her mama.
Oh, that looked like the kind of would do as a kid.
Yeah, she was my babysitter. She was my babysitter's mom. So I had her name was Miss Lida. Rest in peace. She passed away from a heart attack or a stroke, I believe. I was like in 4th grade. And then Big Mama's still going good. And I think we're gonna see them. I think they're gonna be Ava.
Big Mama. And kids just say, I see why they call you Big Mama.
Oh my Lord, I'm so glad my mom told me different.
No, for real. But like, for real though, like, I don't appreciate her like wanting, like, coming in trying to demand respect. Like, she just moved here a few years ago, like maybe 3 at the most, I want to say.
It's so interesting having a dynamic with your grandmother, but realizing that your grandmother raised your mom.
I don't look down, or I actually don't look down on anybody, and I don't judge anybody. It's just the people who are on that judgy that I can't get behind. Like religion, who am I to tell somebody that their religion is wrong or like it's corrupt or whatever?
Any religion can be corrupt. Anything can be corrupt, actually.
But it's giving cult.
Yeah, it is giving cult.
Definitely.
Do y'all have hobbies outside of
Bible
church?
study?
And let's talk about missionaries.
I genuinely like grew up, like when I was going to church, like here and there, we would go to the teen church, and it would be some children. No, like, this is no shade to them, but like, they were fully devoted. All the church activities, Bible study, the sleepovers they would have, like, they was in that.
I would witness this on YouTube, and I would be like, these children are not being taken care of. But that's a different topic.
Another light just came on. This guy said we eating.
You have a good experience of like this is why I'm not really like, I don't care, you know. I worked at a Jewish camp before, and that's fun. Society's so biased sometimes. That's kind of what like our view on it is, because it's been so ingrained in social media and what we view. But when you actually go out and experience these certain things, half the time they really not like that. Like when I went to that Jewish camp, bro, there's the nicest people I've like met. They're very sweet, and they were just, it was really inviting and fun. Like I didn't give if I was there till 8 o'clock. People
have that close knit community, you know.
And like when I tell you guys, like literally, I would get up maybe like 7 in the morning. Sometimes I wouldn't come home back till 8 o'clock, but I had fun doing it. Like I would get to swim, I would get to go travel and like look at different things, and then in the mornings we would have like this session where we dance and sing and stuff.
I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. I don't think we might do a part 2. Just because I think I need to collect a little more data so that we can do a deep dive.
Check out like Reddit stories and stuff about people who've kind of dealt with religion and things like that. Like
religion horror stories.
Not even, religion horror stories, but also like different perspectives for religion and just outside of that. I wanted to get more interested in like religions outside of Christianity as well. Yeah. So yeah, I think Tania and I are going to do more research on that, and then we'll come back with a part 2. And thank you for listening, guys. We love you. I love you.
I can't do my mic drop.
Why can't you do your mic drop?
Because we don't got a camera. It's not the same. Okay. I'm Tania.
I'm Desiree. What the hell? That was so extra.
And this is my damn.
What? It's giving regret.
It's giving very much. The sleep is getting to me.
It's giving ADHD.
Oh, most definitely at the highest degree. I am Tania, and I'm gonna drop the microphone. Love y'all. Bye.
What the hell was that?
That was it.
You're gonna drop the microphone, not the mic drop.
Oh, damn it. Okay, go say, my name is Desiree.
My name is Desiree.
I'm Tania.
And this was Two Moms, One Mic.
Mic drop.
See you next week. Bye.
On wages, prices, and profit. Now, I know there are some people who say that this isn't any business of the President of the United States.